This is a short home practice for mid-back tension. You're like me, bam. You hold a lot of tension right there in your mid-back. So hopefully this will help relieve things. You're going to need a block, a rolled up hand towel, and a folded blanket or towel. You might need more than one block. We're going to start in a supported deep squat. So if your body does not get into this shape with comfort and ease, then you might need to lift yourself up 2 blocks. You might need to go onto a bench or a chair. If you're on something higher like a chair or a bench, then you're just going to lean forward and be more in like a kind of pseudo forward fold position. If you're in this deep squat, your feet are pretty narrow as possible for the comfort of your abdomen and your chest. If you have a pregnant belly or a belly that's in the way, just widen your feet to be wide enough to accommodate for your body. Make sure it's comfortable, and you're just going to let yourself drape forward here. This is going to open up your upper back and your mid back. Try not to let your head droop down. So there's some activation here. I'm holding on to opposite wrist. Depending on how narrow you are, you could hold to opposite elbow. And you're going to breathe, and you're going to feel that there is resistance. We have closed off our front body. We are putting resistance between our abdomen, our ribs, and our thighs. So your breath is opening into your back, and maybe you feel where your mid-back tension is. Maybe you can envision where that is. And each time you inhale, let that open, let that expand. You're breathing in and out through your nose. You might close your eyes. Really just let yourself arrive here and slow down. If you need to fidget and move and adjust your shape in some way, go ahead and do that. So again, you could be wider. You might be sitting on something higher and just be folded over. Make this your own. We'll take one more breath here. And then when you're ready, you'll come off of the block and place that off to the side. And you're going to come to an all fours position, hands and knees. And we'll start first with cat and cow. So we've just opened up our back body as you round into cat, and then arch your back into cow. And as you come into cow, especially try not to only arch from that place that you hold tension, but see if you can get your shoulder blades to draw together, maybe even let your gaze go up a little bit, let your upper back go through a little bit more opening without just dumping into your low back. So when we round, we push up and expand our back body just like you did. You might take a breath or two here, and then as you extend, you're really going to try to find some mobility in your upper back. You're going to imagine your sternum, your heart pulling forward. Again, maybe take a breath or two, move slowly or move quickly, decide what works for you. Most of us need to slow down a bit. Do one more each way. And then we're going to come in the middle. We're not in cat, we're not in cow, we're somewhere in between, and shift so that you're on one hand, the other hand can come to the front of the forehead. And we're just going to tap our elbow down towards our opposite hand. And then first just come back to neutral. So we're going to do 3 this way. And this time right now, we're going to exhale down, inhale up, exhale down, inhale up. And then on the next one, we're going to reverse it. We're going to inhale down, exhale up, and now rotate a little bit to the side. Inhale down, breathe into your back, exhale up, push away, engage your core as you rotate around. Inhale down and exhale up. Anytime you can pause and do more. So you can hit pause here and do more, or we're going to switch sides. We're going to go back to exhale down, inhale up, just tapping to the elbow or elbow to hand, and then coming back to just neutral, just looking down to the ground. Exhale down, Inhale to neutral. Now this time switch the breath. When your next inhale comes, inhale down. Exhale, create rotation. Inhale down. Exhale, create rotation. One more like that. Then we're back to center. Come off of your hands if you need to. Come back into child's pose if that's accessible, or just come off of your hands in some way. Reset. Maybe go through some movements, some cat and cow again. We're going to come into another version of rotation here. This time we're just going to drop down to one forearm. So it's as if the elbow replaces where the hand was. And as we come into that, most of us drop into extension. So you're going to do the opposite. You're going to see, can you push the ground away and come into more of a rounded spine? Your body weight is more on the forearm side. Notice where your head is. Your nose and your sternum are facing the same direction. And you just take 3 breaths here. Staying in that somewhat rounded shape, but we're rotated. So we exhale and we try to round a little bit more. We lean into the forearm. We inhale, we breathe into our back body and upper side body. Drop down to both forearms and do a cat and cow here. Again, really think of the upper back and upper body moving more than the lower back and lower body. And then switching sides. Again, the weight shifts to the forearm side, and then we round the spine. We tuck the pelvis, we wrap the ribs. The nose and the sternum face the same way, and we take 3 breaths. Exhale to wrap. Inhale, open back body and side body. Let go of tension from the neck, put it into the abs, and the down shoulder. And then as you're ready, come back to forearms once more. Cat and cow here through upper back. Feel how much my lower back wants to do this. I have to really remind my upper back that it can move. And then we'll come to one side. And as you come onto your side, make your legs comfortable. I'm going to show this first on the forearm, and then you can also play with doing this on your hand. You can see what feels right for you. So we're going to go through where, as much as we can, imagining that our back is against a wall. Our head, our shoulder blades, and our pelvis are against an imaginary wall behind us. We're not going to rotate up or down here. Instead, we're going to side bend. So I'm creating more of a side bend down, and then I'm going to push away and create more of a side bend up. You can place your hand anywhere that feels useful. If you feel like you need to adjust your shoulder at any point, you can. There's kind of a place that is going to feel way too close and a place that's going to feel way too far. So find that place in the middle. And if you want more range of motion, if this feels okay for your neck and for your shoulder and for everything, you can come up to your hand and you can try the same thing. And here the shoulder does go up to the ear and then it pushes away. Usually it's an inhale down, exhale up, inhale down, exhale up. Do what works for you. We'll do one more in whatever position you're in. And then when you're ready, we'll switch sides. So you can start on your forearm. Again, find that kind of good spot for the shoulder. Here, there's not as much movement of the shoulder up to the ear and down away. So notice that, again, imaginary wall behind you. You really get to know what side bending your rib cage, your spine feels like. So I tend to close my eyes to encourage that. Again, if that feels like you want more range of motion or you just liked how it felt on your arm, and it's, we have to make sure it feels okay, again, for our head and neck and shoulder to move in this way. But if it feels okay, the shoulder goes up, the head bends away, and then as we push away, the shoulder goes down and the head goes down. The ribs drop, we inhale, the ribs push away, we exhale. And if one side feels really sticky or really tight, you can again hit pause and do that side more or twice. One more here. And then take your time to release. And we're going to come back to all fours, do a little bit for our hips here, and then tie it in with our rib cage. So I'm taking my folded blanket or towel and I'm placing it underneath one knee. I'm trying to keep, if I look down, both of my thighs are vertical, but there's a rotation here. One knee is higher than the other, which is creating a rotation in my pelvis. And I'm just going to breathe into that. Try to keep as neutral of a spine as you can, so you're not doing cat or cow, you're in between that. And then if it feels okay, you're going to come down on your opposite forearm. So the blanket is under my right knee, I'm going to come down to my left forearm, and I'm going to create rotation and breathe here. Again, favoring that little bit of rounded spine. Take 2 or 3 breaths. Really opening up that mid-back area, right? Think about where that mid-back tension is. Say hello to your core. Notice that your hips can rotate. Look down. Your thighs are vertical. Now you can either stay here or you can see what it feels like to drop down to the same side forearm. This is going to be more intense. We're creating a rotation. We should call it an oppositional rotation between pelvis and ribs. And again, take 3 breaths and favor that rounded spine, more abs. After 3 breaths, come out. Again, if you want to repeat any of that, go ahead, press pause, and then we'll go to the other side. The blanket slides to the other side. We come to hands and knees. We get ourselves kind of situated. Our thighs are vertical. We drop opposite forearm down. We round our spine a little bit and breathe. Inhale into back body. Exhale to find the abs, wrap the ribs. We're not clenching through our neck or our glutes. One more breath. We might stay here and just continue with that, or if you want to increase what you're feeling, you drop to the other side. It's the same side forearm now is down, creating an oppositional rotation between ribs and pelvis. And we make sure that we're feeling this kind of through that region of mid-back tension. We're not feeling this in our low back. Again, we're biasing and favoring a little bit of spinal flexion, rounding the back. The nose, once again, follows the sternum. We're not overly rotating through the neck. We're keeping our head kind of attached to our body. We're not letting it just drop down. 3 breaths there. And then we'll come out. Place that blanket or towel off to the side. And then take your small rolled hand towel. So I have a small hand towel rolled. I'm going to place it across my mat or my space. And then the place where you have the most tension is going to kind of fall upon that. I like to do this with knees bent, but if you want to have your legs supported by something or up on something, you can do that. Your arms can either rest low with your palms up or out to the side. And you're just encouraging, feeling that support underneath your rib cage. Encourage that part of your body to drop down. Imagine that that area of your body is being pulled into the ground, into the towel beneath you, and breathe into that. Let your eyes close and rest here. So you're taking a belly breath, but you're letting that travel all the way into this mid to lower back, upper back region. Relax your jaw, relax your fingers, relax your hands. Slow your breath down. Aim for about a 4-second inhale, a brief pause, a 4-second exhale, and then just wait until your body needs to breathe again. And let that next inhale come up again, about a 4 count. A brief pause, a 4 count out, and then just wait. Be here for as long as feels good. When you do feel ready, take your time to rest as long as you need, especially if you do have longer. But when you feel ready, roll to your side, again, keeping that part that's connected to the towel down. Roll onto one side and just pause there, let that area settle. Come up with ease. And as you come up, whether to a seated position or eventually to standing, notice if you can keep that part of your mid-back, low ribs settled, imagining that towel being back behind you as you come back to upright. Good work.